Hey, come in. How are you doing? Good, my name is Lila. It's a pleasure to meet you. Have you been? How's your day been going? Perfect, perfect. Well, if you just want to make yourself comfortable, we have you scheduled for your makeup to be done. Now, there was a question mark against the hair. Are we doing anything with the hair today, or? I did put some time aside, so if we needed to do. Perfect, no worries. Like I said, make yourself comfortable. I'm just going to get some of my bits together, ready for us to get started, okay? Did you have to travel far to get here today? Okay, not too bad. Yeah. How's your skin? What's your skin type, would you say? Yeah. No problem. I think that should be fine for the moment. And you don't have any makeup on at the moment? Okay, have you done anything skincare wise? Alright, that's fine. What I will just start by doing is using some cotton pads. And some cleanser. Just to remove any excess oils or remaining makeup that may be on your face. I'll tell you what I'm going to do in a minute. I'm just going to clip your hair back. Just these front pieces that may fall and get in our way. Okay. So what's the occasion? Oh, sounds lovely. So my usual clientele is it's more events based. It's not like weddings or those kinds of formal events. It's parties. Sometimes I do work with excuse me, I'm just looking for the hyaluronic acid. Where was I? Sometimes I do work with like production companies, and we'll do makeup for, you know, minor productions, theatre or TV. Yes, so I'm doing a special effects makeup course at the moment. That's something I've kind of wanted to branch out into. It's very interesting, all the methods and techniques. Okay, I'm going to use, let me just pop the lid back on there. I'm also going to use a niacinamide. Have you ever had any kind of special effects makeup done? No. This is just a moisturising cream. It does also have an SPF in it as well. So what's your story? If you feel comfortable to share, of course. You don't have to start from the very beginning, no. Just what have you been up to? What do you do for work? Do you have a partner? Things like that. I'm very nosy. Alright. You can keep talking, I'm just colour matching. Is that quite a busy job? Yeah, I can imagine. So this is just concealer I'm doing now. I'm just going to take a beauty blender and I'm going to dampen it, okay? Shh, 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 shh. So I've just applied a concealer. I don't like to go too heavy with any kind of foundation. So I like to start with concealer just in any areas that may look like they have some redness or discoloration in the skin, which is totally normal, by the way. And then I'm going to use a really lightweight foundation just to go over the top. So is that a career you've always kind of been in, or something you fell into? What was the circumstances? Okay. Is it something you enjoy doing, or it's a bit difficult to tell by the way you're articulating how you feel about choosing what you've done? Okay, so some good days, some bad. But do the good days outweigh the bad days, or? I kind of had a similar experience before I started doing this. I worked for Jaguar Land Rover, and I wasn't a salesperson. I did service, so I looked looked after cars that needed fixing, and I think it's pretty well known. They're not a particularly reliable car, as beautiful as they are. If you can afford the maintenance, sure, get one, but I think people kind of think it's more of a status thing, and then they take on something they cannot afford the upkeep for. Anyway, it's a fairly tricky environment. There was lots of people leaving and starting, and the way I saw it was, this is how I described it to people, not when I was there, after I left and I recognised how dysfunctional it kind of was as a workplace. 99% of the time was bad days, and then I had one good day, which was the 1%, and it kind of convinces you, actually, I can do this, I can keep going because I had one good day. But no, it wasn't a great situation. Anyway, as you can see, I left. Okay, just making sure we get your neck as well. I've done lots of different jobs before I decided what I really wanted to do with my life. I think that's kind of part of the process of understanding yourself, is going through the ebbs and flows and different environments. Okay, I'm just going to do your eyebrows next. Do you prefer a more natural brow? Yeah. So we can use a little bit of brow glue and then just fill in any of the sparser areas. Okay. Yeah, I've kind of done a little bit of everything. I've done, my first ever job was working in like a local supermarket, I guess you'd say. Yeah, not quite a corner shop, but just slightly bigger. So that was my first ever job, and that was whilst I was in college. And then from there I went to work at Costa Coffee, and I was a barista, and I did that for a year, and that was the first year I ever I always kind of had the intention of doing things involving acting. And whilst I was at Costa, I was really trying to pursue that. I actually got scammed once as well by a fake agency, but that is a different story. I even went and auditioned at a place, and then, yeah, anyway, that's for a different time. So I left Costa and I started working at a gym. Just trying to match your root colour, or do you prefer to have a bit of a darker brow? Okay. Yes, so I started working at a gym. I wasn't a personal trainer or anything, I purely was like reception, checking in, cleaning, doing all that kind of thing. Okay. Just making sure they're dry enough. So I worked at the gym, and then from the gym I went and worked in a shoe shop. So I did that, and to forgive the moments I go quiet. I'm just concentrating. I was there for about a year and a half, maybe, and I was supervisor there. And from there I then went to Jaguar Land Rover. And after Jaguar Land Rover I then did Snap-on Tools. So I sold tools on a bus. Yes, so the shop is on the bus. So it's all built in the back. People get on, they buy stuff. That was definitely an interesting experience. And I feel working in the motor trade beforehand kind of helped knowledge-wise and handling the clientele. Yes, mechanics can be, or technicians, whatever you'd like to call them, can be a little rowdy sometimes. Okay, what kind of eye look are you going for? Just based off your eye colour, I was going to suggest like a smoky eye type, but with a little bit of purple, but also a little bit of gold as well, just in the inner corners to kind of open your eyes up. Okay, I have a palette that is perfect for this actually. Well, you say that actually. My first ever job technically was my dad used to work for Nokia, and they had an office in Soho, and they employed me to come work in the office for 2 days to do game research. And I was, I don't know, maybe 9. Yeah, and I was employed to play Club Penguin. Interesting experience. If you close your eyes for me. Yeah, my dad growing up was a pretty interesting character. He very much has the gift of the gab. He can talk to anyone, sell anyone anything pretty much. So having that influence around me growing up kind of gave me, I mean, we're on opposite ends of the spectrum. I'm a very calm person, so I think people sometimes that I meet outside of work, this is not me bigging myself up by the way, but people feel like they need to talk to me because I am quite a calming energy, and I always find that people will typically divulge a lot of unsaid information about themselves. Yeah. But yes, I'm also very good at talking to people. But also very much enjoy my time alone. Yeah. Yeah, he kind of did some wild things when we were growing up, which made our childhood quite colourful. There was one time where he bought hundreds and hundreds of BB guns. Our entire loft was just stacked with BB guns, and this was at a time where BB guns were actually looked like real weapons, whereas now they have to be kind of painted like a invasive orange, or just so if you were to go out with it, not that I would suggest going out with a BB gun. It doesn't appear to be an actual weapon. But yeah, he used to lease them to the BBC, ITV, like movie production companies. But me and my eldest brother, having kind of free access to lots of BB guns and gas masks and lots of things like that, was very interesting. Yeah. Okay, right. Do you want eyeliner? No, I completely understand that. When I wear eyeliner, I don't know if it's because of my eye shape, which I'm not 100% sure what my eye shape is entirely. They are two different shapes, but when I wear eyeliner, I feel like it kind of, I'm not sure, it just doesn't look right. So what I do is I literally just put, I don't know if you can see it, just a tiny little line in the corner, and that's it. If we're doing false lashes, it will kind of blend in and it almost brings the eyes up. Okay. Well, we can try it. If you don't like it, I can take it off. Yeah, and I'm not going to use a black, it is a brown. It's actually a eyebrow pencil. Yeah, so it's the NYX. Okay, let me, I do have to pull on your eyes, so apologies here. I'm just going to do, excuse me. Yeah, so where my eyes are two different shapes, I have to do my lines slightly different angles. You are fairly symmetrical actually, so it doesn't actually. Well, have a look in the mirror. Tell me if you like it, if you don't like it. It's going to look a little bit odd now, only because we don't have the lashes on. So once the lashes are on, you'll see the effect. Yeah? Okay. Well, let me put the lashes on and then you can kind of tell me what you think, okay? Right, I have a couple of different options for lashes. I have more, I can glue the individual ones on, or we have like a strip lash. I always prefer the individual, but some people do just prefer using the strip lashes. The individuals. Yes. Let me just get my glue. Okay, I need tweezers. So what I was thinking is we could do less concentrated towards the inner part of your eye, and they'll kind of fan out on the end. It's just going to bring your eyes up. Okay. Have you been watching anything recently? No, I haven't actually seen that one. What I have been watching is, it's just come out on Netflix. It's called His and Hers. It's based on a novel, but it's like a murder mystery. You've seen it advertised? Yeah, that's quite good. And it has John Bernthal in it, and he is one of my celebrity crushes. Yeah. Yeah. I have seen the White Lotus, yes. When I was blonde, I used to get told a lot that I looked like Sydney Sweeney. Yeah. Do you know what I think it is? It's our nasal folds. We have the same kind of cheeks. Yeah. I mean, we have relatively similar eyes as well. You know what? I have a hair somewhere on my cheek that I keep seeing in my peripheral, so apologies for that. If I keep picking up my face. I'm not going to put too many on because I am going to use a little bit of mascara as well. So do you have a partner, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend? I prefer to use the term partner, never like to assume. Yeah. Okay. And how about family onwards from that? Do you have any children? Okay. Me? No, I don't have any kids. I love children. I'm very excited for that one day. I don't have a partner either, no. I'm not one of those people that are kind of actively obsessed with looking for someone. If it happens, it happens. I'm willing to let somebody in, but you know, I'm not. My whole being isn't obsessed with the idea. I'm very comfortable being on my own, but I'm also comfortable being around other people. Okay, we'll just let that dry for one moment and then we'll put some mascara on. Do you want any mascara on the lower lashes? Maybe a little bit in the outer corners. I wouldn't kind of bring it more so towards the inner corner, only because we're trying to lift the eye, and I always find mascara on the lower lashes just brings the eyes down. Okay. So for mascara, I use the Maybelline Sky High. Always have, and probably always will. It's definitely a favourite. And I will use, or any of the colours actually. I have most of them, and they do a lot of colours in it now. Okay. I am going to pull on your lower lid, okay? Because I'm just using the tip of the wand just to do the outer corners. Okay, I suppose we better move on to doing some facial contouring. Would you like me to use a powdered contour or? Okay. Yeah, I prefer powder as well, only because I do get quite greasy skin, and I always find that it just kind of helps with that. Yeah. So if you can smile for me, I'm going to put some bronze on first. And just with that should be enough. Oh, actually, need to put some on your forehead as well, just to frame the face. Do you want me to put any on your jaw? Yeah, just to. Okay. Done with that. Blush. Do you prefer a more rouge blush, so red, or do you like a more pinky? Pink. This one is a liquid. Okay. And now with blush, just to kind of make your cheeks pop, I prefer to apply it here. Lots of people like to apply it up here, just above the contour, but I do prefer to apply it here. And I'm just going to use that same beauty blender, but I am going to just wet it again. Shh, shh, shh. And you do blend it upwards, but you like to concentrate most of the colour to the apple of your cheek, as they would say. So beautiful. Okay, and then I'm just going to pop some finishing powder over the areas we haven't really used the contour. So just under the eyes, just down the nose, like the hollows of your cheeks here. A little bit on your chin as well. And just on your neck as well, yeah. Okay, right, we need to finish with your lips. Now, what would you like me to do with your lips? Okay, I completely understand that. I'm not a fan of lipstick at all. I don't know what it is, I just particularly despise the way it feels on my lips. So I have a lip stain which we'll need to keep on for about 10 minutes, and then we wipe it off. And the ones that I use there, NYX or NYX, they last all day or all night. Yeah. So the one I have on now is quite a pinky kind of colour, but yeah, it will go with the look that we've done for you. Do you want me to overline your lips at all? Because you do have a double lip line. I also have a double lip line. So when I put it on, I try to line the double part as well on the top and the bottom. So it just makes them look a bit bigger. Yeah. we still need to do the hair. I'm just going to take these clips out. So what we'll do is we'll leave that on the lips for 10 minutes before we start doing the hair, because it stays like wet when it's on. If your hair flicks into it, it kind of sticks to the lips, so I don't want to do that. We'll leave it for 10 minutes. Can I make you a drink of anything at all? Okay, and then we'll come back and we'll do the hair. So have a little think about what it is that you'd like me to do, and then we can get that done. Okay, so we have your makeup all sorted out. We are now going to move on to doing your hair. Now, do you have any ideas of what exactly you're looking for style-wise? So something a little out there. Well, we're not talking ridiculously extreme. You're wanting more like Hollywood red carpet kind of style. And are you wanting it to be up or down? Okay. Well, we could do a nice bouncy blowout kind of look. We're not actually going to use a hairdryer, only because your hair is already dry. But what I will do is curl the hair and then put some Velcro rollers in. We'll clip them in place so they will stay for 20-ish minutes, and then when we take them out you'll have some nice big bouncy curls, and we could maybe style it by clipping one side behind the ear. Yeah? Okay, well, let's get started doing that for you then. I'm just going to pop a cape on you to start with, okay? Just make sure there's no hair on it. Okay, pop the chin up for me. Okay, let's bring this around here. If you want, with where we said about the part that's going to be behind the ear, we could do a nice braid. Do you have a side of your face that you prefer? Okay. Yeah. So you'd prefer it this side? That's fine. I mean, I think each side of your face is equally beautiful. Yeah, you have such symmetry in your face. Okay. Now, so we have the cape on. I am going to put a towel just over the top and tuck that into your collar here. Yeah, whilst you were taking your rest break, so when I made you that coffee, after I did your makeup, I did manage to find the time to dye my hair and also change my outfit as well. I just fancied being a bit fresher when you're in the company of someone so physically beautiful. You have to kind of step up your game a little bit, you know. Okay, right, let's put some heat protectant in. I'm also going to put a styling cream in as well. We'll leave the oil for after we've taken the curls out. Yeah. do need to brush your hair out as well. Excuse me there, just hit you with my nail. Okay, let's grab my brush here. Okay, I'm just going to pop the styling cream in now as well. Do you know what I've recently been doing actually? I have a fairly expressive face, so quite often when I'm talking I'm fairly animated with both my hands but also my eyebrows. So I bought these frownies that you wear at night time, and I know it doesn't remove the lines in your forehead, but it kind of almost trains your face not to be so I'm not really sure the correct way of wording it, but I also sometimes I do that and I get those lines between my eyebrows. I'm fine with having lines, I'm not fussed about that because I think it shows more character than when someone's face is completely frozen. Not that I see anything wrong with that, I'm sure. When I'm a little older, I may consider those kinds of things, but yeah, it kind of stopped me from frowning as much. It's weird how those things work. It could be psychosomatic, where I'm just because I'm wearing it, I'm like, oh no, now my face is like this, but yeah. Okay, I'm just going to part your hair here. I'll tell you what I'm going to do first is just brush your hair back, and then I'm going to ask you to give your head a bit of a wiggle, and then we can work with where it wants to part naturally. Yeah, they're called frownies. I've only just recently started to take skincare a bit more seriously. When I say recently, I do literally mean the last few weeks. Okay. Alright, now when we're talking like those big blowout curls, are you wanting me to part the hair and do 2 layers, or are we able to work with the hair as is? So I will make sections, we will curl the hair and then pop the roller in. I do have different size rollers, so maybe more so around the face where you have slight layering. We could use a smaller roller. Okay, so I'll start working more towards the back of your head, and I will do slightly bigger rollers so they look like this. Yes, and then when we get more so towards the front pieces, I'll use these. Okay, not a trouble. Right, let me just switch these on, put them to the right temperature, get them ready. Okay. So I'm just going to section here and take a back piece. Okay. Just make sure they're warm enough. Now what I like to do with a blowout curl is change the direction of the curl, so I will do one facing away, one facing towards, but when we do get to the face I will have the curls going towards your face rather than away. It just creates that look. Yeah. Excuse me, did that the wrong way. Yeah, we kind of want the curl to be quite loose. Okay, now we'll do this front piece. And we'll use the smaller roller here. Okay, that is that's one side done. Now we'll only need to do 3 on this side if we are doing the braid. Are you sure you still want me to do that for you? Okay, I'm just going to turn your head slightly, alright? Just makes it a bit easier for me then. I'm just going to pop it over this way. Put a clip in there. Sorry. Okay, now just before I do your braid, I'm going to pop some hairspray in the rollers. And I will cover that piece of hair because I don't want it to get crispy. Have you ever heard of hair tinsel? Well, what I thought, just to make it a little different, if we put some clips of hair tinsel just to go through the braid, we can do it so the tinsel is similar colour to your hair, but when it's night time, and if you do have any photos taken with the flash, it will just, I think it will look really pretty, but it's up to you. Yeah? You trust me? I'm very happy to hear that. Okay, so let me just, it's in one of these bags. That looks like regular extensions. Maybe this one. Here we go. I've got them in so many different colours. I've got to find the best one. Maybe that one. Oh, that one's better. But I think we do have one that's closer. You know what? I think this one is going to work better. Although it is only just slightly lighter than your hair colour, I think the effect it's going to give is going to be really lovely. Okay, so with these, they are like nano clips. So we clamp them into the hair. They are really easy to remove, so don't worry about that. But it just means instead of a strip with the slider clip in it, it's a little more discreet. So I'm just going to take pieces of hair and use these clamps just to clamp that into place. We're not using too much, it is going to be very subtle. And I think one more. Move this back over so we can kind of see what it looks like. I think it looks really good already. Yeah, I do just need to move your head again, sorry sweetheart. Okay, let me do this braid. So it's kind of like a French style braid, so we're going to start off with a smaller amount of hair, and each time we're going to take more hair. So I've put a small rubber band on the end which you can cut out at the end of the evening, and once we've taken the rollers out we'll be able to have or I'll be able to show you how I'm going to clip it. I'm almost going to clip the end of the braid under your hair, like around here, so no one's going to see the end of the braid. Right, we'll give the rollers just one more minute and then we'll take them out, because like I said, we don't want the curl to be too tight because it is more of a blowout look than like a really bouncy curl. It's a shame, the weather's been so miserable at the moment. Yeah. I'm looking forward to spring and having some more. I don't mind the cold weather, I just prefer it when there's blue skies. When it's grey and miserable and cold, it's kind of like, oh, I don't want to get out of bed today. Yeah. I was thinking about it the other day, on places that have polar nights where it's just dark all the time. The closest I've come to experiencing that is when I went to Finland. So we went to Levi. I'm not sure if that's the correct way of saying it. And the time that we went, it kind of got dark around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And that was an interesting experience. It kind of does mess up with your circadian rhythm, so you want to go to bed a lot earlier. But I would be very interested in experiencing a polar night. Or the opposite, where it's light all the time. I'd be really intrigued of experiencing that as well, just the difference it can make in the way that you feel, and how how present you are mentally and physically. Okay, I'm going to start taking these out now. I have been lucky enough to go on some fantastic holidays or trips. I've experienced a lot of cultures and I'm very grateful for that, and I always have a lust for experiencing cultures. I do equally love sitting on a beach and doing nothing, but yeah, it's very interesting. Okay, now I'm going to, like I say, pop some oil in. Just to kind of take out any of the crispiness from the hairspray we put in, which we will be putting more in, but I'm going to use more of a looser hold hairspray. You know what I think it is when my parents divorced, I think my dad felt more of a responsibility to give my brother and I, the time that we spent with him, more of an experience. But also an educational experience as well. Yeah, we went to Kenya one year. We did a safari, but we also did volunteering, so it was all very eye-opening. Okay. Right, now I'm going to just take this braid and just lift your hair up at the back here and use some clips to keep that in place. I think that should be good. Does it feel loose at all? Does that feel like it's going to come out? Okay. Right. Now, do you know what I actually forgot to do when we did your makeup? Is put some setting spray on your face. Do you want a matte finish or more of a dewy look? Okay. Close your eyes. Shh, 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 shh. Now I need you to be really careful when you're taking your, or when you're getting dressed into whatever your outfit is going to be, both of the face and the hair. Do you have anyone that can help you? Yeah, it's just when you're, sorry, I've got hair on my lip, when you're pulling anything up over the top or down. Okay. Okay, well, I think we are all done. Are you happy with how everything's turned out? Good. Now what I just want to do very quickly is take a couple of pictures of you. Okay. If you just kind of look at the wall behind. Actually, when I'm here, look at the camera. It's this one. Okay. Good. Okay, well, you're all done. I'm not going to give you a hug or a kiss goodbye because I don't want to ruin anything that we've done, but it was a pleasure seeing you. It always is a pleasure seeing you, and I hope I get to see you very soon. Alrighty, bye. Hey babe, how are you doing? Yeah, it's good to see you too. I'm assuming we're doing some braiding for you today. You haven't just come to see me. I get it. So how have you been? Good. Same old, same old. Yeah, I feel you. Same for me pretty much, just working. Yeah. Alright, make yourself comfortable. Can I get you a drink of anything? A coffee? Yeah, what coffee would you like? Cappuccino? No worries. Shh, shh, shh. It's been a while since I've seen you, yeah. What's the occasion this time? Yeah? Not that you need an occasion. Do you want chocolate? There you go. Alright. A biscuit? Yeah, we have those Lotus Biscoff biscuits. We have some shortbread, chocolate chip cookies. Lotus ones. Yeah, they're in this cupboard. If you want more, just say, because we have a ton of them. We bought them at Costco, but no one seems to want to eat them. I feel like the lotus trend is kind of expiring. Right, have you brushed your hair today? Good. Right, let's just comb through. What kind of braids are you wanting? Mm-hmm. Can I do that? Of course I can do that. Do you want any fun coloured extensions to go in? Yeah? How long are we talking? Because if you're wanting more length put onto your hair, we're going to have to braid in hair that's a similar colour to yours as well, just so the ends don't seem, well, they're not all the extension colour. Okay, so we'll keep them to your hair's normal length. What colour did you say, sorry? We have a couple of different shades of that, so we have this one. Yeah. We have this one and this one. You can mix two. Which ones? These two. Okay, just get a couple more pieces of that out. Okay, I do want to pop some oil in your hair. When did you wash your hair? Okay, how long are you keeping these in? Alright, just remember what I told you about keeping your scalp moisturised, otherwise it will get very dry and flaky. Yeah, what I will do is, because I know you like me to glue like the front pieces of your hair and kind of like the beginning of the braid so that it doesn't look so frizzy, you're going to want to use mousse for when you do get frizz, for when you sleep on it, or sleep with your hair in a bonnet, a silk bonnet, yes, or silk pillowcases. You can use like gel at home, but again, just remember your scalp's going to get very dry, so if you want, pop some oil in between. I mean, if it's just for like a festival type situation, I'd probably end up taking them out at the end of the festival, because dependent on the terrain you're in, if it's dusty, that's all going to collect in your hair. Yeah. Okay. So, just going to clip this part all to the side, and I'm going to move your head slightly this way, just so I can work the excuse me. I need a smaller section here. I'm trying to do them nice and tight for you. No, today's actually been quite quiet. Yeah. I mean, it's January. There's not a whole lot going on in this month. I should have asked, but I've just used a clear rubber band. Is that okay? Yeah. Excuse me, I just need to let the cat out. She was asleep on the sofa just behind you. She'll probably start meowing for food. I think she's got some kind of feline dementia. She's always meowing at her food bowl, or she's got a real problem with not using her litter tray. Or she'll go right next to the litter tray. She mostly just sleeps now. I feel quite sad because sometimes she looks at me and meows, but I'm actually allergic to cats, so yeah. Even hypoallergenic cats have an effect on me. My dad has a Siberian, and well, she's crossed with something actually. I think it might be like a Siamese or something. Siberian cross Siamese. Anyway, even she affects me. Maybe the Siamese makes her less hypoallergenic, but they did have a full Siberian, which are supposed to be fully hypoallergenic, and yeah, she would affect me as well. I'm just not good with cats, basically. But it wasn't always like that. It kind of started randomly, like 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah, when I moved out and then came back home, not came back home, but when I visited home, it affected me. I'm fine with dogs. They don't have any effect on me. It really just is cats. She is 17. It was actually my opposite neighbours. They had a cat that had kittens, and we were never allowed a pet. We begged and begged, and finally they let us, well, my mum let us have a cat. I don't really know what breed she is. She's mixed. She looks a bit like a Nebelung, or however it is pronounced, because she's grey, fluffy, and has a white patch on her chest. But she has gone a bit brown now. I don't like the feeling of things around my neck, that's why I pull my jumper down so much. Two more to do. Yeah. Do the underneath one first. Do this last one for you. Yeah, I'll put some mousse on, and then I will put some gel around the front. Yeah. Alrighty. So I'm just patting that into the hair. I said head and hair as one word then. Okay. And then I will put a little bit of gel just in the separations of the braid. She's meowing now. I'm just going to sort the ends out here. Finish with some spray. Okay, are you finished with your coffee? Okay. And do you want to take some biscuits to go? Okay. Have some of those, some of those. You can have a packet of those, and those as well. Don't say I don't treat you. Alrighty, so yeah, all done. Just remember what I said about keeping your scalp oiled. Yeah, and protected at night time. Okay, well, it's good to see you. Yeah, have a great time. Alright, okay, take care now. Bye. Okay. Okay, what have we got first? Okay, 2 cheeseburgers, 2 cheeseburger meals, double cheeseburger. Okay, let's start with these. Okay, let's just grease this. Bun. Okay, fries. Let's grab you from out there. Oh, plates. Lettuce. Just put that one to the side. Okay, lettuce. No tomato. We need ketchup on both. And mustard. Good. Okay. Okay, there's those. It's just the fries here. Just a second longer. Okay. 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 Okay, so ready. Let's put them on the hot plate there. Okay, what do we have next? Medium pepperoni pizza, extra cheese. Okay. Let's get some dough. Oh, did we have stuffed crust? No. Okay. marinara. A little bit more. Okay, cheese. And pepperoni. Okay, right. Okay, it's in the pizza oven. I'll leave that to cook. Let's have a look what's next. Okay, chicken breast, butterfly chicken breast, sweet chili glaze. Okay, with fries leftovers, so it's fine, right? Right, chicken breast. Let's just okay, good. Chili. Okay, garlic powder, onion, just massage that in. Just leave the pan to heat for a little bit. It's a plate. Okay, leave that there. How's the pizza doing? Let's just turn that. I'll be ready in a moment. Okay, let's serve some chips. And takeaway boxes. Okay, let's change my gloves. Let's do some cleaning first. Let's dry surface. Fresh gloves. Okay. A large omelette. Okay, side salad. Let's get the butter out. Okay, let that melt. Bowl and the eggs. One more. Some peppers on there. And let's put some seasoning. Let's put a little bit of onion. Good. Just let that cook a little bit. And the cheese. Okay. orders. I'm going to make myself a coffee. What milk do I want? Let's go coconut. And let's add some syrups. Let's add some sugar-free vanilla. And let's put some sugar-free caramel in as well. Oh, that's hot. It's good. Definitely needed that. Okay, just going to pinch a few fries. Let's get some ketchup. Oh, I'm so hungry. Okay, what time is it? I've still got time to make myself a coffee. And I think I'm going to have an almond croissant as well. Let's get myself a plate. Grab that one. Okay. Do I need to restock anything just whilst we're here? Oh, missing carrot cake. Carrot cake. Okay, let's do that. And maybe some medium takeaway cups as well. Okay. Oh, it's hot. Okay, let's get a sleeve of cups here. Put them in the holder. Those napkins and a carrot cake. Carrot cake. How many nuts? We've got a few minutes. Let's finish. Let's put this in the dishwasher. I'll put that there. Put this milk away. Okay. It's warm in here. Good morning, come in. How can I help you today? Of course. What size are you wanting? No problem at all. And a pain au chocolat? Yeah. Okay. That's £6.70. Are you doing card or cash? Card? Of course. There you go. That should add the points. It looks like you have a free drink actually. Would you like to use that? No? Saving it for a rainy day? Okay. Alrighty, card machine should be ready when you are. Want chocolate dusting on top? I'll get you your receipt in a minute, yeah. the lid. There you go. Chocolate. There you go. The receipt, yes, excuse me. Shh, shh, shh. There you go. You're very welcome. Hey, what can I get for you? Was that iced or hot? Of course, with vanilla syrup, so vanilla matcha, medium. Do take away. And a flat white, okay. Which only comes in one size, yes. Okay. Are you paying card or cash? Alrighty, do you have a loyalty card? Thank you. Alright, so card machine's ready when you are. That's going to be £8.10 today. You're very welcome. Coconut milk with the matcha. Yeah, we do normally charge extra, but I'll let you off this time. I see you here quite often, don't I? Yeah. What's your name, by the way? My pleasure. I'm Lila. Yeah, people that are regulars, we like to kind of get to know on a first name basis. So coconut milk, and for the flat white, whole milk. Yeah. Okay, let's do the matcha first. Vanilla syrup. Sugar-free vanilla. Yes, we do have sugar-free vanilla. Shh, shh, shh. Are you local, or you come all this way to see me? I've been here a couple of years now. Yeah, so this store, do you know the one by the station? I originally was there for about 6 months, and then I moved over here. Assistant manager. I'm not all the way to the top yet. They're keeping me humble, yeah. Okay, I'm getting all mixed up now, apologies. Not good at multitasking. Just get a spoon to get all of that out. Oh yeah, you make matcha at home. How does that turn out? that? Yeah, it's pretty relaxed here. I'm guessing the flat white's for you. Do you want a certain pattern on top or just whatever I can do? Okay. Lid on or off? Okay. There you go. Do you want your receipt? Okay. Have a great day. Okay. Oh my god. The coffee will tell me already. Right. Let's put these back in here. Shh, 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 shh. Can you clean those tables off? Thank you. Oh, also, could you just refill the stirrer sticks as well in the stand? Thank you, darling. Pardon? There's something wrong with the oven. Okay, do you want me to come and have a look? Of course. Right, what's going on? Nothing's working when you do the dials. Was it working this morning? Okay. Well, let's take these out. Well, I knew they weren't going to be warm because the oven's not working and they're uncooked. It's okay. Let's have a look. Let's see what's going on here. It could be a fuse or something. I mean, I'm not an electrician, but can you pass me that screwdriver? Thank you. We've had a couple of problems with the oven, don't worry, I'm not going to blame you. Okay. Let's just look here. Just making sure all the connections are right. After you put these croissants in, do you want to come out the front and you can shadow me whilst I make drinks? Be good for you to learn. Of course. Have you done any shadowing yet? Okay, so you did some. Alright. Okay. Back on. There we go. Yeah, sometimes the connections just get a bit loose inside. I mean, I'm not going to ask you to do this yourself in the future. If that happens again, do get one of the management team to come and help you. But yeah, it's working now, so you can pop those in. When you're done with that, just come out the front and we can do some drinks together. You're welcome. Don't stress. I'm so sorry to keep you waiting. We had a little hoo-ha with the oven, but it's all sorted now. What can I do for you? Of course. Okay, having in or taking away? Having in. Get you a tray. And card or cash? Cash. Of course. There you go. Okay. So your total for today is going to be £3.85. I can take a £5 note. Shh. 15 change. Shh. The receipt, of course. Shh. 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 There you go. Ah, just in time. Okay, so we're making a cortado. A cortado is a little bit like a flat white, but it's just slightly smaller. And it will come in one of those, like short glass cups. So just over that one. Yeah. Thank you. I've got the espresso. I mean, a cortado is a little bit of a difficult one to start with, so if we do get an easier drink, I will go through it a bit more slowly with you. Yes. And then we need milk. Now we do milk the same way that we do flat white milk, so it's nice and velvety. And what we do is you swirl and tap just to get all the bubbles out, or the air, get the air out. Now these buttons on the machine, this one is for flat white, which I also use for cortado. It just gives you a certain second express for the espresso. This one is for single shot, double shot, and then triple shot. Okay, so we take this, and the same way again, you do a flat white. You do the floral pattern on top. Okay, would you like a small spoon? You're okay. There you go. Just whilst it's, there's no customers and it is a bit quiet, I'll teach you how to do the basic drinks. Okay, so we'll start with a latte macchiato, which would be, for a small, we do 2 shots of coffee. Some places do 1 shot for a small, we just do 2. So it goes 2, 2, 3 in terms of sizing for a latte macchiato. So small, 2 shots, medium, 2 shots, and large, 3 shots. For a cappuccino, it's 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we have the espresso. With a latte macchiato, the espresso goes over the top of the milk. So I'm just going to pop the espresso in a little glass like this that we can then pour over the top. In terms of milk, you don't want a really fluffy milk like a cappuccino would have. It has that big foamy top. The milk would be what is called wet, but it does still have a small amount of foam just on the top. We like to say £1 coins worth of thickness. So you're going to want to put the steam arm quite far into the milk, and then towards the end you will bring it slightly more towards the top. Yeah? Then when it gets around to this temperature, that's when we're going to bring it to the top, and you will hear the sound difference of the milk steaming. Yes. And then we got to 160. Again, we swirl the milk and stamp it just to get the air bubbles out. And then we take a tall glass like this. Yes, the lattes come in the glasses, cappuccinos come in the mugs. And we put the milk in. And you're going to want to fill it to almost the top, just leave a little room for the shots. Easy. And then that is a latte. Do you want it? You can have it. I forgot about my coffee actually, it's probably cold by now. Yes, it's cold, so let's tip that away. No, you can have that one, that's fine. And then cappuccino. Again, it's nice and easy. I'll have the cappuccino, you can have the latte. So, for a small, 2 shots. Remember, when we do the shots of coffee, we stamp the grindings and then we pop it in here. You can put it in any of the holders. There's no specific one for a specific size or shot of espresso. Okay, and with a cappuccino, coffee goes in first. So I'll take a mug and I'll put that in, and in milk. We're going to want to hold the steam arm in the beginning again, in the middle of the milk, but for a longer period of time we're going to hold it at the top of the milk, just so it makes that really nice thick foamy milk. Yes. So, the way of telling that you have the right texture of milk is if you can balance a teaspoon on top and it not sink. So if we put a teaspoon here, you see it's not sinking. It just means there's not too much air in the milk, or like it's like really bubbly, because it would just sink straight through and you'd be getting almost no drink then essentially. Yeah. So I will have this one. Have you been shown through the till? You have, okay. So you kind of got the grasp of what's going on. Okay, so you're doing tills yesterday. That's perfect. I'm glad that you've been shown that. You've been talked through all the syrups and yeah. Oh, perfect. So just for the rest of today, it'd probably be easier if I have you just beside me, and the more that you watch, we will get you involved. I'll have you doing maybe coffee shots to start with. Then once you feel a little more confident, we'll have you on the milk, and then in the quiet periods, we can have you making the drinks all on your own, just so you can practice. That's fine. Yeah. I always make the same mistake, and it's so hot. Okay, what do we have to do? Alright. Crystal vase. Okay. Let's grab some And we need, what is it? Some lilies. Let's do 3 lilies. Purple, pink hydrangea, that's fine. And some carnations. Okay, so carnations here. And eucalyptus. Need something to fill it out, just these spaces. What shall we do? Maybe we could do a little bit of lavender as it goes with. I'll tell you what, I should give them a call. Is there a contact number? Let's have a look. Okay. Hi there. Yes, it's Lila from the Florists. I'm very well. Yes, how are you doing? Good, good, good. There's nothing wrong with the order at all, so don't panic. It was just I have it in the vase in front of me now, and it is looking a little spare. I wondered if it would be okay, free of charge, of course, so don't worry about any additional costs, if I put some lavender throughout the bouquet as well. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that there was no allergies to lavender or any extreme dislike for lavender. Perfect, okay. Well, yes, we're almost finished up now. If you came down in about 30 minutes time, it would be ready for you. Alrighty. Okay, take care. Bye. Bye. Okay. Lavender. Oh, it's already looking much better. Perfect. Okay, and we have a ribbon around the bars. Just double check. Gold. Okay. Oh, we also have some glitter spray. Gold. Shh, shh. down, a little bit up there. Okay, let me see if we need to do anything else here. So there's no extra orders. Hi, come on in. Welcome. How can I help you today? Okay, so you're just looking for some roses. Do you have a particular colour? Okay, yeah, well, we have classic red, white. We also have like dyed roses, so we do blue, pink. We have black, just some white roses. 12. Would you like to keep some of the leaves on the stem, or would you rather me strip the leaves? So if we take this one for example, so I can strip here down, but we'll leave, yeah, okay. If you just want to take a seat for me or browse around, I'll get that done for you now. Yeah. Yeah, so we still have this amount of stem with the leaves. Essentially what will be covered in a vase is removed. Yes. So we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, and do you want a vase for them, or would you rather me just wrap them in excuse me, plastic and brown paper? Of course. So I am just going to pop a band around the stems. Do you remember to remove that? Yes, is there a particular paper that you'd like? Oh, excuse me, plastic I should say. The paper is just brown paper. So plastic options we have, if you're wanting clear, we do clear with white polka dots or pink polka dots. That's very popular and it does look quite nice with the white roses, yeah. Or we have like, I mean they're all sheer, but we have a pink tinted one. We have like an iridescent kind of, yeah, the iridescent does look quite nice as well. Okay. Just popped a little bit of tape on that to hold that together, and then we just take the brown sheet and I'll wrap that on the outside. Would you like any string or ribbon around them? So ribbon is additional, string is free. We have red, green or brown string. Red. Yes, that'll be fine. little look here. How are those for you? Okay, there you go. So your total for the 12 white roses comes to, excuse me, it's $13.99. Card, of course. Oh, we don't accept Amex. I'm so sorry. Thank you. No, I mean, we are a relatively small business, and the business, we initially did accept Amex, but the fees that they charge us every month were more than what we were taking on Amex payments, so we just stopped accepting. Yeah. Would you like a receipt? Shh, shh, shh. There you go. Take care. Okay. Hi, welcome. How can I help you today? Okay. Welcome. I'll start off saying congratulations. Do you have a date in mind? Okay. Yeah. Well, it's all very exciting. Alright, let me just grab my notepad, because I'll take a couple of details from you and then we'll discuss what we could do in terms of supplying your wedding. Alright, so can I just take your first and last name? Yeah. Are you planning on changing your surname? Okay, that's fine. Do you have a contact number? Thank you. And an email? Alrighty. Now, just in terms of budget, and also what you are expecting from us, just give me a little bit of information. Okay, so bride's bouquet, a small bouquet for bridesmaids, yeah. And with the venue, are you wanting okay. Understood. Yeah. Do you have any pictures with inspiration? Okay. Yeah, take your time. And do you know, maybe an easier question to ask was, is there a colour scheme that we need to be mindful of? Okay, so earthy tones. So we're probably looking less at flowers per se, more things like lavender, iris, eucalyptus, those kinds of things. Okay, so you do want a flower bouquet, right? Okay, and the bride needs to have poppies. Okay. May I ask why? Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, my stepdad was in the military as well. Okay. So you're wanting the aisles to be lined with, yeah. Okay, do you mind if I, okay, so that's bright. Yeah. Okay, so just with the brides here, we've got the like whites, the greens from like more shrubbery type accessorizing of a bouquet, and then we have like oranges, burnt oranges, and then the red of the poppy. That's kind of like the one. Okay. Okay, and this is bridesmaids. So a small bouquet. And are you wanting them all to be ribboned the same way? Of course. Okay. And you have to forgive me, is your partner requiring any, I don't like to assume male or female, so okay, so yeah, yes, we can, you know, we just cut the stem short and it can be attached with a pin. And you want, okay, so the groomsmen would have poppies. Okay, so it's more of like a military style wedding. Would either yourself or your partner be wearing? Okay, understood. So poppies for, yeah. Okay. Okay, so with the aisles, we're thinking like a mix of, yeah, I mean, okay, so you like hydrangea. Okay, it is quite nice because it's a fairly large plant, so it does kind of cascade down. That will look very nice. Yeah, or the other option would be peonies. Okay, so I can get you a quote put together for what you've shown me. If you want, I can make up a bouquet for you now, just as a little example. Yeah, it just will give you more of an idea of what you will have on the day. Okay, so let me have a look. I think we'll start with some marigold because it's that lovely orangey, I mean kind of pinky but orangey colour. Let's do a couple of those, and it is fairly large, so it does fill out a lot of the space, and it means that you don't have to, I know I don't like to say this, but spend so much on filling everything out. Yes, and you said poppies, so we'll put a few poppies in there. Okay, I'm going to put some eucalyptus in just for that green, and then we want something white. No roses, I understand that. We could have jasmine. Jasmine's a very pretty flower. Yeah. So I'm just laying it on my table to begin with, and then we'll have a little closer look, okay? I could put hydrangea in there, but if you're wanting the aisle to be, it might be too much hydrangea, do you know what I mean? Yeah, okay, so let's have a look at that as it is. So it's nice and filled out. We have all the colours you've asked for. We have the oranges, the greens, the white, and then the red of the poppy. Sometimes just spinning the bouquet and seeing it from a different perspective does help. mean, if you want, you're welcome to take it away, and yeah, I mean, seeing it a little more, it sounds silly, but even if you kind of stand in front of a mirror holding it just to see how it kind of looks with you, it might give you a better idea. Yeah. On this occasion, only because I love weddings, you can take this, but don't tell anybody else, okay? Alright, what I will do is I'll just pop a band around the stems. And a little bit of string here. You have to remember as well, on the day, it would obviously be decorated in a different way. We have this sheer, I'll just put it out, this sheer fabric. It's like a pearl kind of colour. It's a little thinner than a typical ribbon, but we wrap this around so the ends of the stems are still exposed, and then we will wrap another ribbon around it. Okay, I'll just put that back in. Alright, so that is for you to take away. I'll have to get a quote put together with everything you have said. I mean, if there's anything that you've missed and or would like to add, just give us a call and we can obviously get that sorted for you. But I should have a quote put together by end of day. Yeah, so that would be the supply of the flowers, the transportation, the setup. We do all of that for you. Okie dokie. I mean, it may be worth speaking to the venue. Sometimes venues do have suppliers of their own that can set that up, but a lot of people do like to have their own kind of trusted florist do it for them, that they have built a rapport with. Okay. Alrighty, well, I shall give you a call by end of play. Alright, and congratulations again. Okay, I'm just going to enter these stems off. Hi. Vases, yeah. We do crystal, we do ceramic. What are you looking for? Yeah? Is there a certain shape? Well, we have like an hourglass shape, we have rounded, we have like a cylinder. Are you looking for short, tall? There's lots of different. Okay, so with our crystal vases, we do have the option of just like a clear glass basically, or we have ones that are indented. I can show you both options. So if you're wanting something round, I will warn you, the round ones do have a thinner, like a smaller opening. Okay, so let's have a look at this one first. So it's quite I mean, this, I'd say this is our medium size. We do have a big one if you're wanting a bigger one. Okay, so this sort of size is, yeah, so it's pretty simple really. I mean, we do have some more funky ceramic type ones. Okay, so you're looking for some. Understood, okay. You think you'll just take this one? Well, that was nice and easy. Yeah. Okay. Oop. The crystal vases do come at a cost, unfortunately. This one is $79. We do have a box, so let me just, you know what, I'll give you that's display, I'll give you a brand new one. Yep. I'm just going to make sure it's the right one. Yep. Did you want to have a look? Okay. Okay. Would you like your receipt? Okay. Shh, shh, shh. There you go. Thank you very